I'm Pavan, 4-time Madden champion with over 300K in earnings. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can completely shut down the trips tight end flex formation and some of my key adjustments and the chess match that goes into playing this formation. Let's get into the video now. So this trips tight end flex, it's super annoying. It's been meta all year long. The play that we're really going to be focusing in on today and trying to slow down is going to be this motion Y post. You can find this play in Philadelphia Eagles offense. And besides that, I mean, it has a couple good plays, verticals, level sales, halfback angle. But like I said, the most important play that we're going to be focusing on how to stop today is going to be motion Y post. Before showing you any type of defensive adjustments, I want to show you 3 primary or main play setups out of this motion Y post that you or your opponents might be running in, the upcoming games that you have, right? So if we know how to stop these, different setups, it's going to be much easier in playing the chess match, stopping those routes that go in these specific spaces and all that good stuff. So number one setup, the universal setup that everyone runs, it's as simple as this. We're going to put our inside slot receiver on a slant route, and we're just going to call hike. And you're going to see why this play is so effective, right? For one, we have a post that isn't like any type of tight end post or receiver post in this game, right? This is a sharper cutting post. It gets underneath all types of deep zones and over all types of shallow zones, right? It's very hard to defend this post in just stock defense. You're going to have to make adjustments, man people up, cross man, match, whatever it is. Luckily for you, I have these key adjustments that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. But yeah, that's the first setup. It's simple as that. We're just going to put our inside slot receiver, whatever side it's on, the inside slot receiver, we're just going to put him on a slant, right? We're going to let the play develop. We have the running back going on this table route to take away the zones on the left. The slant is going to get underneath any types of, deep zones or get over top shallow zones. And then what really makes this play amazing is the last option. It's going to be triangle. You're going to see he's on this return route, right? Not really the most open on that play, but he just gets to the perfect spot versus most coverages, right? So that's why this play is so good. That's setup number one. Setup that you're going to see on this play is going to be a speed out on your solo or your far outside receiver with some type of, streak going across the middle, and then like a drag or a slant on your slot receiver, right? And then obviously you could always block your running back. This is optional. But with this, you're just going to get that one-on-one, and you're going to throw that speed out. Those speed outs are amazing this year. They're a new route that they added, and they are so efficient in getting to the sideline, right? If we're so focused on the middle and taking away the tight end post with the slant and the return route, it's super easy to just throw a speed out, stem it up to the 10-yard mark, or even just throw a baby speed out, right? And get those easy yards that you can see right here. I'm just going to throw the speed out and we get easy yards. No one's inside. So that's setup number 2. And the last setup is going to be, some type of variation of this auto motion wheel route. Just going and calling the play at stock. You're going to see this wheel route. You could just chuck it if it's man coverage, because you're going to see a lot of times people are going to run heavy blitzes. Even in this video, one of the defenses I run versus this offense is is cover zero blitz. That auto motion wheel, something they added recently this year, really, really good at beating cover zero type of defenses. You're going to get that extra step on the auto motion, and you're just going to chuck it for a one-play touchdown most of the time. See right there, very hard to stop this play. So getting into the defensive side of things, how are we going to slow this play down? Well, there's 2 defenses I particularly run, and there's one key feature that I really like to do a lot that I'll be discussing here. The first defense is always going to be dime 3-2, man. It's the best defense in the game. The playbook I'm in is in multiple defense currently. And, there's a couple key things you could do. One, I like putting my hooks on 5 from time to time, mixing and matching, turning them off, turning them on. And then another thing, I like having this baseline alignment on. And then auto flip is off as usual. And I like to come out in double safety go and audible. But, if you're not comfortable doing that, you could just come out in the cover 4 quarters or the cover 2 Tampa 2 defense. For this video, I'm just going to be coming out in cover 4 quarters, but like I said, you could do this out of any of those 2 plays, really. So all we're going to do is simply move this linebacker over, get that loop pressure that we've been talking about for a while now, and then we're really relying on the switch stick, right? We're relying on the switch stick, and we're relying on this manual press. I've talked about this in a past video, but if you line up over attended, whoever you want to, press, you're going to get this press animation. We're going to call hike, and you're going to see I'm going to press this tight end into the dirt, and he is not getting open. And a big part of why that is happening is because the tight end's not on the line, right? Trips tight end flex. It's formation. It's not like trips tight end. The tight end is out, and he's considered a receiver. He gets receiver hot routes. He's off the line, and we take this knowledge and I guess mismatch into our advantage, right? Because he's on the line, we could press him. Maybe if he's not on the line, it's gonna be a little hard to press him. So simply, we're just gonna line up over this receiver, tight end. You could do this as well with the slant, the inside slot receiver, and it's just gonna disrupt the timing and throw off their play completely. You're gonna get sheds by then. You can get some nice pass rush. That's the number one key feature I love to do versus offense. Whatever defense I'm in, I'm always looking to take away one of their 4 receivers or 5 receivers. And if you do that, you disrupt their timing a little bit, you throw them off, you get a little pressure and have some nice switch sticks, and you're going to get some stops. As for coverage adjustments and the mental chess match that goes into this, I really like to vert hook this defender right here for the slant that's coming across the middle. And then I like to have a cloud flat out there. You can mix and match by putting, a vert hook, or two hard flat and a, cloud flat, or, you could do like a cover 3 if you want, but I really would just suggest doing this shell right here, as this is like one of the best shells in the game. It's easy to switch stick out of. If you're still a beginning level player, you'll be all right. Maybe keep this half if you don't know how to switch stick, but, I like the quarter. It plays more inside. It helps out with some of those inside routes if they're not running motion wide post. So like I said, this is a great thing you could do. Let's just say, they're spamming this table route over and over again. That's fine. We're just going to do a hard flat right here, right? And we're going to take away the slant with our user or whatever it may be. So this is a offense that you kind of have to switch stick on. And if you don't really know how to switch stick this offense, it's fine. I have a backup off defense for you. The backup defense in mind is going to be this 3-4 odd. And it's amazing with the feature I just talked to you about, the manual press. One thing you could do, I like to probably keep my auto flip on. This is really preference. It's up to you. And I like to turn on man align. Man align is going to get these cornerbacks in the right spot to where everyone has a man lined up over him. We're going to come out in the play, motion wide post, and you're going to see safety number 1 right here, cornerback 2 or whatever 1 right there, and then your other cornerback there. And then this alignment is beautiful. If you want, you could show blitz your defense. That's going to bring everyone kind of in the gap and more down in the box. And then everyone is manned up, right? There are a couple of things you have to worry about when you're playing this or when you're running this defense. For one, it's going to be this inside slant, right? We're going to run this defense. We're going to manually press. And you're going to see this slant does get open towards the end. Right there, didn't really look too open, but that slant will be open if you don't get your pressure in. So you have to watch out for that slant if they are blocking the running back, because a lot of people are going to block their running back when they see this. It's not really a new defense, but it's a great defense you can mix in with a dime 3-2 to maximize your stops versus trips tight end flex motion wide post. So as simple as this, we're just lining up on the tight end. Everyone is manned up, and we're going to get pressure. It's very hard to make read in time. And all these routes are, you need some time for these routes. For the return route, you need a little bit of time. For this fade, you need a little bit of time, right? Those routes will get open, but if we throw off your timing and just send the dogs, it's going to be very hard for you to, maximize this offense, right? So once more, I'm show blitzing. I have man align on, auto flip off, and everyone is just lining up over a guy. And the beauty about this manual press is that you could do it on this guy as well, right? You could come down here, manually press this slot receiver. You could do it on this guy. If you want to get crazy, you could do it on the outside guy, right? If someone's spamming you with speed outs, go ahead and take away that speed out with that manual press. But it's simple as this. We're holding L1 down right here. You have to watch out for that, right? There's going to be times where that's the biggest knock on this cover 0 defense when they run that auto motion, right? So you're going to have to make some adjustments. One adjustment I really like to do is I'll just man up this guy once he crosses over. We'll try it right here. So as soon as he crosses over, I'm going to man up the circle. And now this guy's going to be guarding the tight end, right? And we're good. We're good. As simple as that. It might be confusing. It's going to take some repetitions and some time, but that's a great way to counter the auto motion. Is just manning up the safety and then letting this guy man up to the tight end. We have counters for their counters. The biggest thing I would say in 3-4 odd is just make sure you're aligned. People are going to flip. They're going to motion people around, motion block, all that good stuff. You could always play coverage. You don't have to send the dogs every play. You could do something like this and get a send forward look. It's just beautiful. You can do a lot out of this defense. Now to my in-game examples where I really take a deeper dive into the adjustments I make and really the versatility of this and the other defense, the dime 3-2. Right here, we are going to be playing someone running the trips tight end flex. And I give you examples from both defenses. This is my in-game example. See, I'm setting up my defense. I baseline on out of this 3-2, and then I put my hooks on 5 once in a while. You see, I'm just crossing over, moving the loop there, and the premise of this defense, all we're doing is taking away this pattern right here, right? If he's throwing speed out, we'll switch stick it eventually. If he's throwing this route over and over again, we will make adjustments, vert hook, man up, shade down, all that good stuff. If he's going outside here, we will, put out another hard flat there or something like that. And really just completely, we're looking to take away this play, right? If he starts running another play, okay, I'm fine with that, right? That's where the chess match is going to come into play, right? Most people are just going to spam this money play over and over again, not thinking, just spam it over and over again. As long as we take away this play, I can be completely fine with whatever else happens. Because at that point, it's on me. I'm an experienced player. I have the chess match advantage, and I'll get my stops. Tight end post, we cross-man it, right? So when I switch stick, he'll be guarded. My number one guy I like to switch stick onto against this formation is this slot corner right here. With the slot corner, I like to sometimes, for the most part, I like to put him in a hook a lot. And if they're really attacking the sideline right here, I'll put him in a hard flat and just completely take away, any type of quick, fast reads. So you're going to see that we're just going to let the first play develop, right? I manned up the running back right here, expecting that table route, and he actually goes with an in route. So it's a pretty decent play design. He actually, outguessed me right here, but look at the pressure. The pressure's already there before he can make this read. He had this, drag route, slant route, whatever it is, open for a good amount of yards. I switched it onto Adderley, taking away this return route. You see right there, and the tight end is completely guarded. So he has something open. He got screamed at. He couldn't make a read, and we got the sack. But besides that, everything was open. I'll be making sure to take away that drag, slant, whatever it was in this next set of downs or this next play. What I end up doing, because I'm reading the play from before, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm reading the play before. What I end up going with right here is going to be just a vert hook to take away any type of route right here. But you notice he's going to go and take off right here. So with that, I got to make some quick adjustments. I think I keep it very simple and put this guy on the left in a soft squat. What this soft squat is going to do is he's going to match onto this auto motion wheel, and he's going to carry and follow him up all the way up the field. So I'm liking this defense right now. We have a soft squat on the right. I manned up some guys. See, the soft squat, he plays it really well. Auto motion wasn't going to be there, but he dumps down. He goes double, he goes 2 levels down there. He goes clear out right here, and then he goes underneath right there. So good play design right there. I could live without 2nd and 19. We're not supposed to stop every single play. We're just supposed to slow it down. And eventually they will make a mistake. We're not supposed to, sack them every play or get a pick on every play. That's really how it is. See right here, he flips his formation. So I'm expecting, usually when they flip, it's going to be, they're really throwing it to the tight end. They're really looking for the tight end. So I'm keying in on him. I have him manned up right here. It could be a post, it could be a corner, it could be a curl route. I have no idea what it could be. But look at the shell. It's an amazing shell, and it ends up being a corner, right? So he actually goes corner right here. I have the soft squat to stop that corner. I have a vert hook right here to kind of, he's not guarding the running back, but he's there to make a tackle. And I did man up the tight end with my linebacker, kind of a bad adjustment. Once more, he's going to have this underneath route, but look at my switch stick. I switch sticked onto the vert hook to take away this underneath return route, and he makes another bad read. Thankfully, he doesn't catch it, but he's just not comfortable versus this defense at all. I'm really leaving the sidelines open. You see how I'm leaving the sidelines open, right? Until someone shows me they're going to throw a speed out, or I have to respect the flats or the sidelines, I won't do it. And you're going to see right here, we use this manual press to take away one of his receivers. So pay attention to what's going on right here. It's just this dude he's going to be locked down. I manually press him, take away this route. This guy's over here. This guy's over here. I have a vert hook to stop any type of tight end route. And you're going to see what he goes with, right? He goes with a tight end curl route. He wanted to catch me in like a cover 4. I had the vert hook guarding both of these routes at the same time. He might have had the streak, but it was amazing switch sticks by me to switch stick onto this guy and cut him off in my deep blue. He was in a deep blue right here. I'm just going to cut him off, and he just has nothing to throw, right? He gets sacked. The user press goes insane. He practically had 5 routes on the field. The user press took away 1 route, so he had 4 routes on the field versus 7 in coverage. Very hard to, make something happen in that look. So now we're going to be running the 3-4 odd. It's the same game. I wanted to show you multiple looks. And the first thing that we're going to encounter, this is a chess match, right? This is the counter, right? This guy I was playing, I had the man line on. He did not like the 3-4 odd. You're going to see he comes out wide side, and then he's going to flip to the short side. What this is going to do is, I had to drag corners around, make sure everyone's aligned correctly. With this look, you see how slow my corners are moving and rotating over. He could easily have like a 1-play touchdown. So if you run this 3-4 odd, that's something to be wary about, right? You're going to have to motion guys over if they're flipping and they're, not really trying to play this defense. That's what they're going to do. That's the chess match, right? They're going to try to throw off your defense, make sure you're unaligned correctly, and it's just very tough to, play defense that way, right? You see my corners are not in place, but thankfully I get my adjustments off. What I go with right here is I know he's just going to try to quick hike motion post with a post route right here, some type of flat, slant, and then a return route, and then maybe something deep, right? I have the vert hook here to stop the post for a second. You see right here the vert hook, and then I have a hard flat on the left to take away the flat, and I'm blitzing off the right side. You could get 4-man pressure out of this 3-4 odd. That's why it's so good. I might make another video more specifically on this defense. Right here, I use a Dean, and I get that 4-man pressure, 4-man blitz, right? And he can't make a read. Everything was pretty much caged up. He might have had a thing or two open late, but just not going to have that much time versus 3-4 odd. Once more, 3-4 odd, man line on. I show blitz. Right here, we're going to send 4 again, right? You don't always have to send 5. You could send 6. You could send 4 to 5 players. Vert hook here, that's going to stop any type of this pattern going this way. The mid read is going to stop any type of pattern going that way, right? And then he goes with the motion over. I have to watch out for that, right? It could be scary if they hit us over the top, but I'm good to go. I'm lined up over his tight end, and we're getting once more 4-man edge pressure off this right side. It's beautiful when this happens, right? He sent out all his routes, and everyone's caged, right? No one is open at all. So this is something you could really maximize. If you're running the dime 3-2, you're running the 3-4 odd, you're gonna get multiple stops for strip side and flex. Mix up your coverages, mix up your switch stick, send 4 someplace, send 5 someplace, send 6 someplace. If you enjoyed that video on stopping and slowing down the trip side and flex, smash that like button and go check out the Madden Academy. We have free courses on mental chess match. You see how I'm outthinking him right here. Everything is covered. I'm not sending 6 every play, right? That would be pretty dumb, and it's very predictable. I'm outthinking my opponent, sending 4 some plays, sending 6 some plays, 3-2 some plays, 3-4 odd some plays. So master the chess match in less than 90 days on Madden Academy. It's a free course, and you're really going to improve your game and just be thinking on a whole new level compared to some of these other guys who just run ebooks and money plays and don't have a brain for themselves. So go cop that Madden Academy free course now. Smash that like button if you enjoy the content,